Welcome to The Explainer. Sometimes a question comes along that's just so big, it feels almost dangerous to even think about. And that's exactly what we're doing today. We're diving into a question that smashes together the biggest mysteries of the cosmos with our deepest, most human ideas about existence.
So there it is. What if black holes are portals to God? Just let that sink in for a second. It's a pretty wild thought, right? It's like taking this massive mind-bending concept from physics and just, bam, crashing it straight into one of the biggest ideas in all of philosophy.
Okay, so could we ever actually prove this? No way. Of course not. But here's the thing. That's not the point. Answering isn't what's interesting here. What's really cool is taking this question apart piece by piece to see how it's put together, to figure out why it's so compelling, why it grabs our imagination like it does.
You see, this isn't really a question about science, or even theology for that matter. It's a question about concepts, about ideas. So let's treat it like a kind of cosmic story. And in this story, we've got three main characters we need to get to know: the black hole, the portal, and God. All right, let's start with let's call it our vehicle into the unknown, the black hole itself. And for a minute, I want you to forget all the physics, the event horizons, the singularities, all of it. Let's just ask, in this specific question, what is the black hole really doing? What is its job? What does it represent?
In this context, the black hole isn't just some collapsed star floating in space. No, it's something much bigger. It's a symbol. It's a symbol for the absolute edge of what we know. It's that hard boundary line where all our science, all our physics just kind of stops working. It's the place where we can't observe anything, where all of our maps of reality just go blank. And that's why a black hole is the perfect symbol for a journey like this. Think about it. Its power is total, absolute. It's a one-way ticket, right? A true point of no return. It represents the ultimate goodbye to everything we know, which makes it the perfect stand-in for taking a leap into the great, great unknown. Okay, so we have our vehicle, the black hole, but where is it taking us? That brings us to part 2 of this whole puzzle, the idea of a portal. What exactly does that word do here? What is it adding to the mix?
So, what does portal really mean in this context? We're not just talking about a simple door, are we? A portal, that suggests something way more profound. It suggests a transformation, a complete change. It's not just a door, it's a passage between two totally different types of reality.
Think of it like this. On one side of the portal, you've got our reality, the one we live in, right? It's governed by physics we understand, things we can observe by cause and effect. But on the other side, well, that's a destination with totally unknown rules, maybe a completely different kind of existence. The portal, then, is the bridge. It's the conceptual link between everything we know and, well, everything we don't.
So we've got our vehicle of ultimate mystery, the black hole, and our path of transformation, the portal. That just leaves one piece. The final and, yeah, most abstract part of this whole journey, the destination. So let's talk about it. What role is the word God playing in this whole cosmic equation?
And I've got to say it again, this is not a theological discussion. For the sake of our little thought experiment, we have to ask, what is the idea of God a stand-in for here? What job is it doing? What's its conceptual purpose at the end of this trip through a black hole?
In the context of this question, God isn't really a being with a beard on a cloud. It's a symbol. It's a symbol for total resolution, the final answer with a capital F and a capital A. It represents the ultimate reality, the source code for the entire universe. And in that sense, it's kind of the perfect opposite of the black hole, isn't it? If the black hole is the place where all mystery begins, then God is the place where all mystery ends.
So, let's put all the pieces back together. When you look at it this way, the question actually tells a perfect little story, a story about human curiosity. Step 1, you start with the vehicle, the ultimate mystery. Step 2, you travel through the path, that forbidden transformative passage. And step 3, you arrive at the destination, the ultimate answer. See, it's a whole narrative about our deepest, most fundamental desire to know what's out there, beyond the edge of everything we get.
So what's the big takeaway here? It's that the value of this question has nothing to do with finding a yes or a no. The question is the point. It isn't an answer.
It's an engine for wonder. It's a tool, really, one that's designed to push our minds to the absolute breaking point, to make us wrestle with the biggest ideas you can possibly imagine: reality, existence, knowledge itself.
And so, we end right back where we started. But my hope is that now you see this question a little differently. Not as some scientific problem that needs a solution, but as a kind of philosophical art. A perfectly designed vessel built to carry our biggest, scariest, most exciting questions about the great unknown. What if? Indeed. Thanks for joining me on The Explainer.